Welcome back, everybody, back to 12th Man. Saturday roundup with all the games that are happening today. As you can see, none of us are happy. So let's start with you, Al. Moses is going to join soon. He's busy sulking somewhere because obviously Arsenal lost. So, Al, what do you think of the game?
Oh, bro, don't get me started. It was an absolute um, painful watch, let me say. I'm not gonna label it with anything more extreme. It was, I didn't think it didn't live to what it was built for. Let me put it that way.
Same. I'm looking forward to
Um,
like a proper entertaining back and forth game, but it
it
makes
wasn't
sense.
that,
They
was
play
it?
City during
Yeah,
the week. They're tired, innit? So, but
yeah.
you guys had no excuse. So,
No, we didn't, and that's the thing. Yes, we can claim as much as we want that we had a tough game against Luton as well, but we kind of shot ourselves in the foot back in that
yeah,
game. We made hard work of it. Let me put it that way, right? It could have been
yeah,
a comfortable win, but it wasn't. And today it kind of showed. Like, I'm not going to criticize the players too much in terms of saying it was a lack of fitness or a lack of drive. Some of them at least.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, it was overall there were some positives to take away from it. Um, Villa, who outclassed City, were nowhere near to that standard today in this match. I think Arsenal had them covered to some extent. Um, yeah, the horrible start to the game, conceding after 6 or 7 minutes, is just not acceptable. I think, like, especially if you're playing away from home against a good team in great form at the moment, especially at home.
Mm.
Um, like, if anything, you should be planning ahead to keep that first 15 minutes. You got to keep a clean sheet,
What the last time they
hold them
lost at
off.
home was against you guys, right? That's
It
last
was, it was,
like
it was I
home
mean,
games
a
even
great
counting.
record. Oh man, that they had what was it, 15 games
Yeah,
since that defeat, 15 wins, including today's one,
yeah.
obviously. Um, they've scored something like 38 goals, with today's scoreline 39 and conceding only 7 goals in 15 games. Never conceded
So
more than a
it,
single
it it
goal.
it was definitely a tough game for you guys. But
Oh,
again, I watched the game. I
mm,
just thought you guys were. I don't know, man. It's like Arsenal. You're a good team, but it's like you guys are playing like you think you're better than what you actually are. Especially people like
mm,
Jesus. I'm not a big fan of him at
yeah.
all. But I have
No,
my
today
reasons for that.
especially as
And
well. Yeah,
yeah,
today especially, like um, I think he's a great player, but I think he's more of a striker um, of a different kind of formation. He'd be excellent with another striker up front, a two-man attack up front. That will suit
you
him
think
much
so?
better.
He,
So yeah,
in his own words, he said the other day he's not like goals are not his strong point. I'm like, my friend, like
mm,
you're a striker. How can you say goals are not your strong point? That's what
yeah,
strikers are supposed to do.
bro. It's like
Like
a
you
goalkeeper
can't.
saying, "I'm not good with my hands." It's like, come on. This is what you're
It's like
made
it's a
for,
bit
what you're
baffling.
paid the big bucks for.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. But had he been like in a classic old school 4-4-2 formation, I think he'd be great coming off or playing off the touches or the knock-ons from the other striker. Yes, all day long. Being a man up front on his own and trying to hold the ball down, feed the wingers, feed the midfield, allow your teammates to come up. I don't think that worked really well for him today.
but wait,
The
do you think
defenders.
he wants to play up
Mm.
front? Do you think he wants to be on the left or the or the right?
That's the thing.
Like
Like,
City, that's where he
it's a
played. Like
strange
he
one.
hardly played up
Yeah,
front.
yeah. He had. This is the thing. Like, if you look at his Arsenal career, I don't think I remember seeing him play on the left or a wing, except maybe in a handful of matches, where Eddie was going through a great form last season, and at some point,
Yeah,
he was practically undroppable, right? And
yeah,
Arteta, for one reason or another, decided to play both of them, and at that point, and only that point, that's when he played Jesus on the left wing, which worked out okay, I guess, but not the best. If he's asking for a role change, if he wants Martinelli to be the striker and he becomes the winger, I don't know. Why not give Martinelli a chance? But
it
come on,
sounds up
like,
front. Yeah,
yeah, no, I don't agree. I just think he had a poor performance today. Quite a few of them, practically our entire front line had a poor performance.
yeah.
Trossard that came in afterwards to try and rejuvenate the team to try and put a bit of fast-paced momentum, a bit of ball control. The guy's really good um, with his both left and right foot, so an advantage in comparison with others. It didn't really work out for him, just like in the last couple of games. So I'm not sure if he's suffering from some sort of lack of confidence, but I
Yeah.
think there's
Well,
room
he's
there
not
to
starting,
be.
is he? I don't think he's happy. He's not starting.
Yeah, exactly. You got to have a like sit me on the bench. If the other person is playing is absolutely killing you, but if he's
Yeah.
not, why am I still on the bench? Give me a chance, that kind of thing. And I see that. Like I'm not sure. I don't think he said that, but personally,
That's how he
um,
must feel.
from a fan, I think that's probably what's running in his mind. He needs a bit like the Ramsdale Raya scenario.
Yeah.
Trossard and Martinelli. Doesn't get spoken about as much. Neither of them are English, obviously, so it's not that important for the media. But for the fans
Yeah.
that you see the play, it
Yeah.
bothers you. But yeah, no, I wasn't
How
very
about
happy.
Saka's
Mm.
performance? Because we spoke before we came on air, and
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that's the
he
thing.
wasn't
It
good.
was no, no, absolutely right. He wasn't. I don't think he showed any glimpse of who Saka is, what we have come to know him as. Um, he had a few moments where I thought he is driving, but it's really easy to keep, just playing in one particular way. The fans have
That's one
no
thing.
option. Yep.
Do you feel like now
Mm,
defenders have worked him out? Like,
pretty much.
yeah,
Like I don't. This is the thing. Like think about other players who play in the exact same position. Let's not, beat around with different technical abilities or different positions. So right wingers in the league today. If we name Salah, for example, who's been playing for 4 or 5 years, I won't
yeah,
compare them together. The guy scored his 200th Premier League goal today. Oh,
today.
200th Liverpool goal, sorry, 150th Premier League goal. Um,
Wow.
but he's played in that same position against the same defenders season in, season out. And he still manages to get into those spaces, get into those goal scoring opportunities, and he does score. Um, Saka doesn't seem to have that little bit more. Yes, he's about 10 years younger. I get that. But at the same time,
Yeah.
um, I think he needs to do more. So I'm not going to say he's bad, but
The thing I'll say about
yeah.
Saka,
Mm,
he hasn't got that killer instinct for me. He's always looking for the pass. Because last season I was watching quite a lot. And I'm
yeah.
thinking, this guy hardly shoots. Like, you're not a killer. You just yes,
Mm,
he done very well last season. We can't dispute
yeah.
that. But I just feel like he lacks that killer instinct in him. Like he's just there, blasé in a sense. He does what he does,
Yeah.
but he's not a killer to me.
No,
And
he
that's what I
isn't.
think
This is the
that's
thing.
what's missing from him.
Yeah, this is he doesn't score. This season he definitely hasn't scored enough goals. Last
Yeah,
season he scored quite a good number, but this is it. Like in today's football, especially these kind of formations, um, the goal scorers or the highest goal scorers in the team are expected to be the wingers. They're not
yeah,
It's rare where it's a striker. The striker's job is to hold up the centre backs, try and create spaces for the others
yeah,
by running into these channels and creating a space for your wingers to come in and attack. Um,
yeah,
which some do it really well, some don't do it as well. So yeah, you need those wingers to cut in, get inside, create an opportunity, an opening, to have a shot, to have a goal.
yeah,
I don't think we did any of that today. Um, we had loads of chances, and there were good plays, good carries of the ball. Um, Martin Odegaard had at least three chances that I remember from the game. Two of them
yeah.
you
First
could
half
argue he should have
he
buried.
was he was very
Yeah,
present in the first half. Second half he was non-existent to me. I don't know where he disappeared
yeah.
to.
No,
He
that's the
weren't really
thing.
in the
Like,
game.
um, yeah, the I thought they came in. We came in the first half, um, and we had Villa found out. In my opinion, what I saw of that first half, like we had them. They were there for the
Yeah,
taking, and you can see their coach was absolutely stressed. He just wanted to get them in as quickly as possible, ideally with a lead, but he didn't want to be behind. And miraculously, we couldn't capitalize on that at all
yeah,
for the entire 45 minutes, where there were endless opportunities, endless chances for somebody just to be a little bit aware. lift your head up, have a look, read the game, make the right pass, and you're in there. We only realized that, unfortunately, on the 41st minute,
Yeah,
and we
then
started playing the right
time's up.
balls over the top. We
Yeah,
wasted 41 minutes of that game. And you're talking about Villa, who played a Newcastle-esque kind of game. The ball goes
yeah,
out of play, they're rolling around, waste 10 seconds, 5 seconds. They did that every time. Um, so it kind of takes the sting off the game, takes the momentum and the drive off the game. So you need to be focused. You should never have an excuse where you're slacking or not aware or caught on your heels, as they say.
yeah.
So yeah, no, it was all in all, I thought it was a poor performance from one perspective, that we had the
Oh,
chances
hey,
and
look,
we
look who
didn't
joins
take.
us. He's
Yeah.
finally here.
What's going on, lads?
We're just here
Hey.
dissing Saka and Martinelli said they had a terrible game. Odegaard went missing. No, I'm joking. Now,
Bro,
obviously, I was speaking to Al about Saka because he doesn't view like he doesn't hold him in high esteem as you do. I think you're the only Arsenal fan who loves Saka like God's gift to the planet. But
I'm not the only Arsenal fan who loves
the only
soccer,
Arsenal
bro.
fan I know who love him that much, I know is you. But like Al kind of agrees with me. Like Saka
hmm
is not. Again, before we were speaking before about Saka and Foden.
Yeah.
Nah, man, Saka's not it to me like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
no.
but you know what? Yeah. So he didn't have a good game today, but I
Yeah.
think as I said, I think with Arsenal today, I'm not really disappointed with the performance. It's more the result. The result is really really disappointing. And when I'm looking back on like certain games we've had, it's like they sort of have been like the flip of a coin. So like Newcastle, I don't think Newcastle deserved to beat us, but they did. Same for
Yeah.
Aston Villa today. But you could say
Ah,
the
come on,
same.
man. Be fair, man. Newcastle. I mean,
I,
Aston Villa deserve to win today.
I don't think they deserve to beat us today. I think we control that game. We
Yeah,
control
you
we
could.
control that game. They tell me the chances they had. They didn't create like that. They really didn't. Like if you're actually going on the game, like we we were shocking like in the final third, like the final third of the pitch, we weren't good enough. I understand that. They hats off to them. They finished their chance, but other than that, tell me the chances they really had. We created chances. We should have been in front. We should have. That's what I actually think.
No, I
I
agree
hear
with you. Like,
you.
look, listen, there were on chances for Villa, if we're being absolutely honest. They had a couple of chances.
They
Ollie Watkins and
I'm not
Ryan
I'm
made some great saves, but
I'm not
we
saying
wasted so
they didn't.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not saying they didn't have chances. They had chances, but I'm saying
Mm.
compared to our chances, I think
Yeah, no, no.
we had the better of the chances. We were so wasteful in front of goal.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like even
Yeah.
Jesus, Saka, even like the substitution of
Jesus,
Martinelli
yeah.
today.
Jesus.
Mm.
No,
Jesus.
you can't
Hmm.
perform every game, can you? You can't.
No,
But he wasn't at his best today. No, and no one was. If I'm being
no.
honest, no one was at their
Yeah.
best today. Like, but even like the substitution of like Martinelli. So Martinelli for me was playing the worst out of the front three, but
He got subbed off.
he was the biggest threat.
He
So
Yeah.
was.
do you get what I mean? He
Mm.
was the one where we were getting him behind. So for me, it was like we've got to keep this guy on, even though I understand he was fluffing his lines at times and stuff like that. But it was like he's the only. Once we took him off, we brought Trossard on. I feel like we didn't create nothing. I feel like
That was it.
the game was
Yeah,
done
that was
from
it.
there. Do you know what I mean? So it was really some like, and obviously like with Arteta being having a touchline ban. I don't know who's making these decisions. I don't know if these decisions were made prior, if he's getting the messages down there and stuff like that. But I think the substitutions were horrendous today. Honestly, I couldn't believe that Martinelli went off, even though he was the most threatening. I know he was bad. Don't get me wrong, he was bad, but he was the most threatening player. You don't take the threats off because he was the one. He was the only one making Villa think. Villa were playing that high line. and he was getting behind every time. And I don't understand
100%.
why we took
Yeah,
all of our
100%.
pace off, honestly. But
No,
yeah,
that's the thing. I bring it back to that substitutions you just mentioned. He brought on Trossard, and then for a baffling reason, he brings on Reece Nelson with 5 minutes to go. The only guy that's on the bench that actually has pace to attack those areas with five
yeah.
minutes to go. Like, what is he expected to do?
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't know, were these decisions made prior? Because if they were made in game, I've really got a question Arteta. I don't what are you doing, bro? Honestly, I
Yeah,
don't
no.
know, man. Like, but if we're looking at it in a whole, I don't know what people are saying about Villa. They obviously look like top 4 contenders, but does
They're
anyone see
tired though,
them?
man. They played City during the week. Like I'm thinking they're still knackered from that game. So that's why today they looked off the pace. Because I was expecting like a proper entertaining back and forth game today, but it was kind of disappointing that match. It was just kind of
Mm,
subpar.
yeah, but that's, as I said, I think that's because. So okay, so there's certain teams that I've been fearful of this year. Newcastle away, Villa away was one of them. When I saw this fixture, I said, I really don't like this. I don't like the look of the fixture because I feel like they can match us, if that makes sense. They can
Yeah,
match us in certain areas of the pitch. Like midfield, they can go machine for machine. They can go Tillemans, Louise, Kamara. That can match our midfield. Do you get what I mean? They've got a threat up top in Watkins and even Diaby, all of these sort of players. So they've got a really, really good team. So
yeah.
I was really worried about the match when it came to the. So why don't you not carry on? One second.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh
no, you're
yeah.
absolutely
Al,
right. It's
you spoke about Odegaard. That's another thing I want to touch
mm,
on. Like again, Moses again loves Odegaard. I don't
yeah,
understand why. But what
no, he's
was
a
your
talented, special player. Like this is
really?
the thing. Oh, very, very like honestly, you look at it, and this guy
No, no, sorry, not
somehow we
Odegaard.
got him. Mm,
Sechenko, not
oh,
Odegaard. My
Zinchenko.
bad.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
I think
no, no.
Odegaard is
Like
it.
you had me there. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Zinchenko. I'll be honest with you. The guy is like so. To understand my point of view that I'm about to say about him, the guy started off as a left winger. He was never a defender. He grew up
Yeah,
as a winger. He played in Ukraine as a winger. He moved to City as a winger, and then he became a left back because of
yeah.
Guardiola, right? So defending is not his strong point.
He's still quite. Yeah,
And today's goal, the one that Villa scored, like he's one of the culprits, if not the culprit for that goal, in
yeah,
terms of error leading to the goal. And then there were moments in the game where there were a few misplaced passes, and I just couldn't, like, you can't do that. Not in this kind of level. We're not
Yeah,
trying to stay top half of the table. We're not trying to, break into the top four. We're trying to win the league.
yeah, and
We're
he
top
was
second. You can't be doing that.
he was very sloppy today, very very sloppy. Some of the passes, and it's just, and they were unforced as well. You get what I mean? It wasn't even
yeah,
Exactly.
like they weren't difficult passes that he was missing, and I was just like, ah. But even
Yeah. No.
the
Mm,
I don't know if you remember the chance where he slipped through Kai Havertz,
yeah.
and then
yeah,
Kai cut it back for Odegaard, and that's usually Odegaard. That's the cutback for Odegaard at the penalty spot. That's his goal. That's a goal all day long, and he's fluffed it. So we
Yeah.
really just weren't at the races today, and it's really disappointing. But honestly, the performance. I'm not worried with the performance. It's the result is just really, it's really disappointing. I think we need to fix up. We're currently 1 point off the top,
yeah.
and obviously we've got Liverpool in a couple of weeks. Liverpool have got United next week. Hopefully, I imagine I'm begging for favors from Man United, but
Mm.
after after what they did today, I'm begging for
Oh,
I
favors
want to
from
talk
them.
about them, man.
I
But
don't know what to tell you, but I think we're the ones with a more difficult game. We've got Brighton next.
no.
Um, so it's going to be a tough
Don't
game
Brighton
for.
have injuries as well? I heard they've got a few injuries. That's why they be get performing bad as
Mm,
well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
drew
do.
today, I think, right? They
Yeah.
ended up drawing 1-1 at home, I think. So yeah, no, they've got a strange bag of results recently. Some great wins, comfortable wins that you can see happening, and some strange defeats. But at the same time, Brighton haven't kept a clean sheet since last year, I think, or something like that. So yeah, that's good news for the Arsenal. But it's whether we can keep a clean sheet when we play them.
That
Yeah.
leads me to my next point. As now,
Mm,
Liverpool are
mm.
basically top of the league. And how do you guys feel about that?
Fortunate.
Um, do you want to go first, or
Like, you
shall I
go
go?
on,
Yeah,
you,
let me have a little
All right, go.
crack at it. So yeah, no, I think they're a good team. Like, first things have to be said. They've got a decent squad. They've got a very lethal attack, a great goalkeeper. We can go one by one, but there are some question marks about some positions in that squad. So right now, I think they're overachieving, in my opinion, as a team, to be where they are. Obviously helped by results like today's one from Arsenal, or
yeah,
midweek from City. Those kind of games help them climb up. But yeah, we'll see. They have a tough couple of games coming up for them. That will give a real test. United and then Arsenal, both at home though, fortunately for them. So we'll see how that turns out. Um, but yeah, I do not see them in the top two come February, March. I'll
you
be
don't
very, very
you don't think
surprised.
so?
No, I don't. I'll be
I
honest with
feel
you.
like if
Mm.
they buy a DM, I think they
Mm.
really need a DM. That's where I think they really fall short. They can't keep playing McAllister there. That guy's too lightweight. And
No, unless he walks in, that new purchase walks in and bosses the midfield, I don't see that happening. I'll see them
um,
dropping down the table. They've got a great squad, and they're a little bit similar to Aston Villa we saw today, in
yeah,
one way. So they've got a great 11. The moment you lose one of those 11, you're in trouble.
trouble.
And they're having to, bring in this one and bring in that one, try this, does that work, does that not work? But yeah, saying all of that, they've got a misfiring striker who I think is great at the same time. He's got good potential, Darwin Núñez, but he hasn't been scoring a lot. And most of the time when they're behind, he's probably the first one to be taken off, which doesn't really fill me with confidence about it. So yeah, we'll see. Unless they somehow miraculously in the next few weeks start firing in all cylinders, I'll be very, very surprised if they stay top two.
Fair enough. Where's your thoughts?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with all of that. I think a lot of people wrote Liverpool off. I did think just because of
You did.
the no, I didn't write them off.
Okay.
How did I wrote them off in what
Bruv,
sense?
you were saying, like, I was telling you Liverpool have got a good team. You kept on saying, oh nah man, nah, they ain't gonna be up there like that.
For the I don't,
You and Tony were arguing about this. So
but as I said,
don't have amnesia now.
I echo exactly what Al said. They're not going to be in the top two. What do you mean?
Like, I
Like,
think there will be.
wherever I haven't wavered with anything. I'm just saying. I think a lot of people wrote them off in thinking they could be this good. I didn't think
Yeah,
they would be, especially with that. With when they missed out on Caicedo and they haven't
yeah.
got a DM like today. They played Endo in there. To me, they concede way too many chances. They're way too easy to play against. I don't believe they can carry on going behind and coming back. I just
Yeah.
don't think that's sustainable. I really don't. So I think they're going to be top four easily because they're better than the rest of you mugs. But but other than that, I don't see them sustaining a title challenge. I don't.
But you see Arsenal sustaining the title challenge.
Yeah, we're the we're
100%.
we're
So
the
you guys
we're
are
the,
funny.
we're the hardest team in the league to progress the ball against.
Hmm.
We're
Yeah.
literally the hardest team to create chances against.
Yeah, the stats do say that.
Even
But
after
it's a
this
long
defeat, we're
season.
still the best defense in the league, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah. And remember, they missed out on Caicedo and what's the other one from Southampton, Lavia, who went to Chelsea as
Lavia,
well.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
understand
So
those guys, man. Why did you
yeah.
go Chelsea? I just don't get it.
it was beyond me, honestly. Like with those 8-year contract scams, we'll see.
Oh man.
Yeah,
What it what do you think of Liverpool? How far do you think they can take it, Oscar?
I think because of their manager and they've got players who've won the league, have won big competitions like Salah. Like even today, like Salah's interview with Harvey Elliott, because Elliott scored the winner, right?
mm,
And he's saying stuff like, I can mentor these guys, you know. Sometimes it's annoying mentoring them because I've just come bothered. But that's what we asked some when you talk about Saka, like and Martinelli and or Jesus just won a few titles just because he was just in the squad. Um,
mm,
so I had to send that dig there. Um, Arsenal don't have that. So with Liverpool, they've got the know-how, they've got the manager he's won it before, he's won big competitions. So that's why I feel like they will be there. It's as long as Klopp can fix that midfield issue, I think they could go all the way. I think so. I think they could be in top two for. I think they could by March. They'll still be in it. Well, I
would be
think, and
interesting.
because of Trent, because of that Trent,
Mm,
if he carries on now, yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Yeah, well,
I think they're
they
going
do.
that far.
They do have the know-how, as you just said, isn't it? So it is one of
Yeah,
those ones where I wouldn't be shocked. It is Klopp at the end of the day. He is the second best manager in the league, so
yeah,
it wouldn't be shocking. It's just not what I predict.
yeah.
It's not for me. That's not what's gonna happen.
All right, we'll see, we'll see. I know you're dying to speak about it, Moses. Go on. Yeah, I know you saw the bloody scoreline today with these stupid
Bro,
idiots.
listen, I think this is what's so crazy. Oh, I can't
Yeah.
see you. Look.
So one second, my bad. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
So back onto United. Scott,
yeah.
what were you lot doing today? Honestly, I saw. Like there's those days. United, I can't really have a bad day when United lose, but today is a bad day even though you lost. Like I even had to go back to look at the result, and I was like, they really lost 3-0.
I
What the
still
hell
don't feel
happened
good.
there? Like I don't. At
Well,
home,
not yet. I
there,
caught the
there's
game. I caught
there's
the game
sorry,
late. Go on, go on.
just to I just want to get a stat out there. There was a stat I saw today. You lot have
I know
now
what the stat you're gonna say.
you've lost more home games um than when Fergie was in charge. Fergie was in charge for 21 years. Yeah. Fergie left that
ouch.
post
Yeah,
in 2013, so 10 years. So in less than half the time that Fergie was in charge, you've lost more home games. By the way, that's a great record by Fergie. Like you have to big him up for
Oh,
that.
really?
But you've lost more games than when Fergie was in charge at home already. That's disgraceful. You lot should be ashamed of yourselves, especially against Bournemouth today. Like, how can Bournemouth come and pack you 3-0 at home?
Are you finished?
I'm I am finished. Because I want some answers. I really want some answers because I
You
don't
know,
get it.
I
I'm so rattled with Arsenal today, but I don't even understand what the hell is happening at Old Trafford. Honestly,
you know, yeah.
you go and have the
Ali, do you
best
want to say your piece as
performance.
well?
Okay,
I'll let you guys say your piece. Like, go on, no,
yeah.
go on.
I
no,
was just
this
gonna
is the
say,
thing. Like, go on.
yeah, go on. I was gonna say, no, go on now, go on.
Yeah, no, it was a shocker, but again, like it's one of those things where, for me personally, the only thing I like about United defeats, if they're not to Arsenal, is it's like with no disrespect, let me put it. Um, I don't think United are there to compete with Arsenal, but at the same time, they're there in the league, like they're trying to get into the top four or maybe play some sort of European football next year. So yeah, that's fine, but the defeats, the games that you just don't see coming in a sense, result wise. I thought the Chelsea game was an absolute shamble. Yes, United won it and they could have scored more goals, but it was like watching Division Two, Division Three game. I'll be honest, and I'll tell you why. There was zero tactics. It was get the ball, rush him. It was schoolboy football. or everyone attacks. Let's go for it. Go for it. Score. Oh shit, we lost the ball. Let's go back. Come back. Come back. Defend. Defend. And that was exactly the United tactic, you know. But they played against another team that was equally in a similar scenario, situation, phase, whatever you want to call it. Today they came against a team that's actually tactically well drilled, and they were shown straight away. So in my mind, Ten Hag has got, I don't know. I don't even know. Like I can see a teenager or a school PE teacher having more tactical knowledge than Ten Hag. With all due respect, this guy is like, no, surely not. That's my
Do
piece.
you know? Do you know what? Yeah, I've already done a post match review on it, but he doesn't help himself. And with me, like I say, he's on thin ice with me because he's playing Scott McTominay because Scott McTominay's been scoring goals. If you're going to play Scott McTominay, play the guy up front. Because if your strikers are not scoring, put the guy up front. Because in midfield,
Wait,
he's non-existent.
But you
Instead,
have
let me say my piece.
okay, no, but
Wait,
I have to challenge that. How you bought a 70 million pound striker? Why is he
he
not,
didn't even start him.
so
He didn't even start
why
him.
is he not playing up front? Why is he not scoring the goals? That's the questions.
Gone ask the manager. But my thing is, he's put Scott McTominay in midfield, yeah. If that guy doesn't score, he offers absolutely nothing. It's like he hides from the ball. He doesn't offer nothing in midfield. So therefore, it's like United always shoot a player in midfield. So I'm like, bro, why are you playing this guy? So you're not coaching them correctly, or you're not telling them what to do. It's like, go out there and just do transitions. It's like it just doesn't make any sense. And even so, with the attackers like Garnacho, but Anthony's the only one. Everyone gets onto him who looks like he knows what he's doing. It's like he plays the 1-2. He looks for his other teammates, but the rest of them get the ball, look around. Oh, well, let me try and play a 40-yard ball. Like there's actually no sense to it. And I'm thinking, you're sitting down watching this and you're allowing this to happen. You know, like tactically, it doesn't make any sense. Because again, Scott McTominay again, he's always the furthest forward, and then when we get counterattacked, there's people to stop them coming through because Scott is so high. Why are you that high, bro? It's like he's the only one, only CM that plays that has nothing about him. Yeah, he could put himself about, but even the first goal we conceded in the 5th minute. Yeah, Bruno plays a stupid ball inside midfield. Scott has time to look around him. To be fair, he even looks and sees the man coming, but he was so laboured to get to the ball. The guy beats him to it. You haven't seen the goal yet, but when you see the goal, it's so comical. You're like, how did you concede that goal? And from there, it just went downhill. They tried to huff and puff. They even had chance. They could have scored if they like you said today about the Arsenal attack. If they just took a little minute and looked around for options and passed and played the right ball, then they could have got a goal. But with them, they get there and they're just rushing everything, rushing. But Nacho gets the ball. He's in there. He should have been passing the ball. He's trying to beat free man. Like, why are you allowed to do that? So then when Anthony's got the ball and he's looking around for plays, people get on to him saying, "Oh yeah, he's rubbish." No, he's actually using his brain. He's looking for people, but that's not how the team wants to play. It's like Ten Hag is scared to tell the other side, "Yo, this is how I want you guys to play." It's like it's like he wants to get sacked, you know. Like the next game we've got Bayern, next game we've got Liverpool. I think if he's still 2 games in a bad way, they're gonna let him go. He's just lucky to keep the clubs in. They're trying to sell the club, and that's none of that is making sense at the moment. That's why they probably won't do anything. But a lot of it is his own doing. It's like you're taking the piss. Literally taking the piss.
Yeah, no, I
That's my
think
2 cents with them.
the accusations they've had in terms of poor drive or not enough bravery, not really playing for the badge, that's come to show, unfortunately, again and again.
Yeah.
The purchases they've done to try and bolster their team, I don't think they were well planned.
No.
Not slightly, definitely overpaid on some of those players. But
The
yeah,
guy
no,
bought Mason Mount.
bro, like this is the thing. Um, if you're
I even
gonna,
tried to lie to myself
mm,
when we bought Mason Mount to make myself feel better about having Mason Mount. I said, no. I
mm,
started bantering the rest of the guys. I said, no, Mason Mount, yeah. Like, let's. To be fair, every United player every player that comes to Man United, like you said, you didn't really rate Havertz. Like you overpaid for him as well from Chelsea. But if he comes into your team, you're gonna have to support him anyway. Why not? He plays for your team. But
absolutely, yeah.
Mason Mount, nah, man, it's just a no. It's like I try
That's
that
the
to
thing,
myself.
though. If like with Havertz, he's not scoring, he's not killing it, in terms of attacking returns, but he puts his,
Yeah,
pennies worth in terms of performance wise. Um, I didn't see that from Mount yet for United,
yeah.
but not just him. I think there's a
Yeah, to
whole
be fair to him,
mentality
it's just
around.
not to him. It's just not him.
Yeah,
Man.
no, it's a
It's
common
all of them.
mentality. Going a little bit behind, um, that's it. That's your excuse for this game.
Yeah.
There's no rush, there's no concern. It seems, unfortunately.
No.
Um,
And
so
they went
yeah, no,
behind in
it's
the
a
fifth
shame,
minute. You had the rest of the game.
man. Like this is the thing. Like I grew up watching football, knowing that that's the theatre of dreams. Not really
Theater of
understanding
nightmares
what
at the moment.
that meant, and I'm like, why? And then you start doing a little bit of research, and you realize what they've done, what they've won there, and it wasn't always the best of international names or the best of talents. People were coming from smaller clubs and having their names made there, written in folklore, if you like. Not all of them, obviously, there were some great players, some stars that were already bought in, but recently it seems to be buy more stars, and hope to do it.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I absolutely loved about Arsene Wenger, if you remember. At one point, he made a comment about the players that Arsenal buy, or the stars, and he's like, "We don't buy already stars, we make
Mate,
stars here at Arsenal,"
yeah.
and that's the kind of thing that you need until you have that mentality as a club to try and make your own. And I can't, like, not for a minute would I believe that the academy or the reserves or the under 18s or whatever at United wouldn't have good players. We saw that
They do.
Mino, is it
Mano,
Mino?
yeah.
I think his name, Mino.
Mano.
That guy
Cody
came
Mano.
in and he did a solid performance against one of the world's most expensive pairing in terms of defensive midfielders.
Yeah.
So come on, why is the guy on the bench? Um, you
I
know,
don't know. The guy is
you've
not.
got a player on loan that you don't know if you want to buy him or not in
I don't
terms
want to
of
buy him. Especially
Amrabat,
Amrabat. I
and
don't want to buy
he's
him.
starting. Yeah, why is he starting? Um,
To be fair
like,
to him, he wasn't the worst today, but
mm,
I just don't want him. Like, nah, 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 nah. You can go. You can go. But
yeah, that's
he
the thing.
wasn't the
Like,
worst today. To be fair, he's the least. These are my issues with today. But I still
yeah,
don't want him.
he's not a Casemiro. He's not the player that's going to come in and just all you see is just flying tackles and legs flying. He's not that.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people hoped he would be, especially after the last World Cup where he was a bit like that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I think you guys need to look a little bit closer to home for that success. Like you got to have a good chance now. Like I don't
Yeah.
know, think like at one point you got to know for yourself that all right, we're not really going to win the league, but let's try and win the other trophies if we can, or go as far as we can.
Yeah.
Um, Guarantee some sort of European football next year. Give the other players a chance, because that's what would make them. You have that. They've got the rest of the season to try and play for. Come the end of the season, the summer, you know what players you actually want to keep and build around, and what players you need to get rid of. If you stick with this to the end of the season, then you'd have absolutely no idea.
We got no chance. Because he even said, like, again, he
Yeah,
lost me when he said he's not trying to play the football style he had at Ajax, and he's just trying to. He said he don't have the type of players at Man United to play that football style. I'm like, then get rid
no,
of them, then, mate. Because
that's
one,
bullshit.
the
He's
players you
got
have
three
are gonna
players.
throw you under the bus. No, but he's
He's
saying
got
that
three
they're like
players. Mm,
he's saying like Rashford and like I don't know who else, but at Scotland today, they don't have the technical abilities to play the way he needs to, like he wants to play. Then get rid of him, mate. Why did you give Rashford a new contract? Nobody forced you to.
yeah.
You did that. You that again. Like I said earlier, they asked him yesterday. Martial, Basaka, and a few other guys have got their
Mm,
contract running out next season. And now they've got option to add another year. He said it's in their thinking. I'm like, are you kidding me? These
mm,
same guys who come out every week and do nothing. You want to renew their
no.
contract? All right, cool. You who get sacked, not me. So we'll
No,
see.
that's the thing. Like, in terms, one thing that absolutely amazed me earlier, like, well, to some extent, I don't know how long he was at Ajax for, but he
Like
was there
three,
for a
four
while.
seasons.
Correct me, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. United bought Donny van de Beek from
Yeah,
Ajax, right? Who
yeah,
was the Ajax captain.
yeah.
Why doesn't he seem to get a match under the same coach?
I don't
Not
know.
a single game.
He likes
Like, give
playing
him a
Scott
chance.
McTominay. He likes
Yeah.
playing, and the funny thing about that, yeah, Donny van de Beek, if given a chance, he'll get into the spaces where to get the goals. Like that, what Scott's getting into. Scott's just a bit more physical, but
Mm.
Scott can't do the footballing side of it. So I'm like, you're not making sense, Tenor. Like you're actually not making any sense. It's like, nah, man. Yeah, if these next two games don't go well, they get rid of him. I'm not fast, man. It's whatever. You done it to yourself. The players are throwing you under the bus, and you let them throw you under the bus. That's your own business.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Like, I'll say on this one last thing in terms of Ten Hag, but I'll be absolutely amazed if he stays until the next game. I'll be honest with you, or next weekend. Um, and he'd probably be the first manager in the history of Premier League to have won Coach of the Month and sacked in the same week. Um, that could happen. But yeah, no,
Nah, I
three
don't think they'll
awards.
sack him because
Hmm,
no one knows who's controlling the board. It's a mess at the moment. They're not going to make any decision until Sir Jim comes in. They got like the proper
yeah,
supporting director. That's why he's just going to stay till this. We just got to suffer it. And even funny thing is, he might get pumped by Bayern and Liverpool, and then after that,
yeah,
they might have a few games we can win, and he might turn it around and have like a 3-4 okay games, and it'll just be the same thing over and over again. I'm just tired of it, man. You know. So,
yeah. No, I don't know,
but
man.
we're gonna leave it here because it's running over time. But
Yeah,
tomorrow, same time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Catch you tomorrow, man. Unlucky,
All right.
unlucky for Arsenal.
Yeah, no, commiserations as well for United, you know. But yeah, hopefully next game week is a better story.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, sweet.
All right, cool, man.